Howdy partners, this is Ice and C. Remember how it said or I'll hate you for it. I'm bringing you another 1 versus 1 Dawn of War 2 Retribution ranked commentary. This is going to be, I think, like the 4th video I've recorded today, and I am really happy about that because before, if I wanted to do so much recording, I'd have to do like 2 videos at a time because I don't have really that much space on my computer. And that would, that would be really a serious problem for me. But now that I've got my external hard drive, I've got like 500 extra gigabytes of space I can use on top of any extra space that I have left on my computer if I really needed to do it. But I don't really think that'll be a problem. So, yeah. We're getting another Eldar player on one of the maps that we have played before today, against Farseer Forever. Very fun player. Yep. It said that I was slightly favored, and I hope really, again, really hope that's not the case. I'd have to like a nice, long, fun match. Yeah, just kind of doing our standard stuff here, capturing our initial points. See what hero he brings out this time. You know, it'd be really funny as if I got to play Farseer Forever again, and he chose a completely different hero. Don't think that would really throw me off, but that would be funny. So, and I can tell that he's kind of gone here already, but it doesn't look like he's trying to push. It looks like he might be going for more of a center control. Yep. Nope. He's going for more left side control. Going to force melee with these Guardians because the Guardians are just really bad in melee against tacticals. I could just do so much damage. We're going to force melee with these guys, and we are good. I've not lost a model yet, but we will lose one here in a minute. Or maybe not. Maybe we will not. And did we lose one? Nope. We have miraculously avoided losing a model on that squad. Oh, thank God. Still, I have a really bad habit of opening my mouth too soon. But, yep, we've got that extra requisition early on because we delayed getting our gen farm. Definitely could use that to get a second tactical squad. And he's playing with the Warlock. A good hero versus Space Marines, mainly because his abilities are incredibly powerful, and he's definitely a lot more resistant to damage than the Farseer or the Warp Spider X-Arch. So, bringing out our double tacticals here. And good thing about this, is like if you find yourself behind in like if you're late on your power, and you've found that you've got like a ton of requisition, go ahead and spend it on maybe in an extra tactical squad, or if you're playing another race, especially if you're if the race that you're playing, it has a very cheap early tier 1 unit, it'll help you get additional firepower, attacking power, and it'll also help you with your map control. So just it's one trick that you can use to help get yourself back in the game. And just make sure that you don't go really tier 1 happy, because you can really screw up a game through that. But you can see that he's gone for the Shuriken Cannon, and not much we can really do about it. And he's definitely saving up a lot of power. He has not spent very much power on anything other than that Shrieking Cannon, so you can guess that he's more than likely going to be going for like an early tier 2 play, probably some Wraith Lords, maybe Wraith Guards. I'm not really sure. I haven't, ever since my early, sorry, ever since my early days of playing this game, and I know that sounds silly because it really was, maybe about like a year or so ago. But the earlier days of me playing, I saw a lot of people used to use the Wraith Guards a lot. So, hiding our scouts behind cover, giving them that extra resilience, and using the battle cry to just make them do so much more damage. And take a couple of models off of them, which is really a surprise. And yeah, you can see that he's going to immediately force me back. I don't know what he was hitting me with, but one of my tactical models died, so he's doing something good. And we're going to get a Razorback. We got a lot of tactical Marines on the ground right now, so it would definitely be a good idea to give them something to reinforce off of, especially since they are more requisition heavy than they are power heavy. Definitely can abuse that fact. And we're getting the Power Fist because, again, you don't really want to be caught in this game at tier 2 without any type of anti-armor. And while this is sort of the bare bone for, making sure that you have the dedicated anti-armor, it is some better than nothing. And you give it the proper usage, and it'll just absolutely spank. So, making sure that we send our scouts forward to capture because they have the best vision. They will be able to see everything coming before any of my other units. Leaving our Razorback a little bit behind our squad. You don't want to leave it out in the open for it to get hammered by, maybe Wraith Guard shot or a D cannon, which, surprisingly enough, I have seen in a lot of games, but have not seen it in a lot of games that I play. So, like, whenever he pulled that out on me, I was like, jeez. It really, I knew they had really good range. Like, I'd seen games over them and whatnot, but never really seen them used against me, and I'm kind of curious why. It's a really good weapon. And you can see he's got Eldar Banshees out on the field, so we are getting shotguns. And even though you've got some stuff that could be easy or could easily take out the Banshees, little to no effort. Why spend the requisition? Why spend the power? Well, to be honest, if they do get that Banshee Exarch in their squad, that will make them even harder. And guess what? They got it. So you can see that definitely the shotguns saving my hind end, and really he's starting to get he's really getting messed up. He really wants this thing dead, and I'm not sure that it's going to be worth it at all for him. Not at all, because he did not even get the kill off. And right now, I'm going to be using our Razorback to force this Warlock in or out of our way. We're going to come over here and cap this because he's not paying attention. And, well, oh, Rangers. You don't want to be that close. My face is my shield. So, fortunately we kept Diomedes alive. And I'm expecting to see some kind of Wraith Lord coming out for him in a little bit, and really benefiting from that additional power. I mean, now I've got 2 full generators, and I didn't have to pay diddly for them. So I'm basically getting 1 power every second, maybe every 1.5 seconds. Ooh, bad idea. Gonna get out of there before we hopefully don't take a model loss. We probably will. And, you know, you win some, you lose some, and that it's not much you can do about it. And he has pulled out the Bright Lance. And I hate Bright Lances because they do so much damage. And I don't know why. I mean, well, I know why, because they don't have the slow like all las cannons do. And that's kind of just their way of being buffed, I guess. I'm not sure, but Wraith Guard coming up and firing a couple of volleys, not really getting to do anything, and geez, I really don't know what happened there. They just kind of sprinted right into me and held that off very effectively. And as you can see, we have got the Dreadnought out on the field, and this is a very confusing moment for me because I know he's got that Bright Lance, and I don't want to use him as a melee unit, despite the fact that he is an incredible melee unit. But that Bright Lance and those Wraith Guard, just not something I really want to deal with. So I'm going to give him the Assault Cannon. And, you know, giving it some thought, the reason why I guess I didn't get the Multi-Melta is really because of those infantry units. He's got a lot more of them, and buying a Multi-Melta when I think there might be a vehicle coming out onto the field, but don't really know there's a vehicle coming out onto the field, might really just mess me over. So, but you can see right now he's, you know, kind of derping. He brought all of his units over there, and he does not have any vehicles at all whatsoever. And I can probably make that work to my benefit. Not going to make any assumptions quite yet. Going to keep the scouts in the back. And all this fire, it doesn't matter, you're going to die. Yeah. Really hurting him. Oh, jeez, that shot from the Wraith Guard is just so cruel. Ow. But fortunately, I can reinforce right here, and I lost my Razorback. Darn it! But you know what? He lost his Wraith Guard, so that was a good trade, very good trade for me. Razorback's very cheap, very cost-effective generally, and I didn't spend any power doing that. So, oh geez, he's got more Wraith Guard. But going to use the Assault Barrage. Not really doing that much. So, to avoid losing our Dreadnought, we are going to force melee here. And support with our Dreadnoughts firing. Because that Assault Cannon really does more damage than anything else. I could use the Dreadnought to have forced melee with them, and then let the Plasma Gun just go on it, or go off on it. But you know what? I liked what I did better, so. And we're going to go to Tier 3. Oh boy. That blasted Warlock. Just all over the place, all at once. And we got that 2nd gen farm back. I swear, he must be sitting there the entire time just going, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Why do you keep doing this? And I'm sorry, but I like to win and go fast. So, that Warlock not going to be able to win this battle with Diomedes because Diomedes is the fist commander. He will give you a royal fisting if you're not careful. I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah, very crucial to make sure that you keep your dreadnoughts and vehicles healed up because you can lose them quite quickly if you are not paying attention. And sometimes even if you are paying attention, there's a lot that you cannot do, especially, you know, if you've got like 1 frigging HP. So he's using his Bright Lance to harass my generator farm. Dodged. And doing a good job of it. Those Wraith Guard just really being absolute jerks. But you know what's also going to be an absolute jerk move? Deep Strike! Ouch! Stop, don't laser me, bro. Our Terminators are just gonna absolutely wreck into these guys. We have captured almost all of the stuff on the map. And he's gonna come up here with his Warlock in an attempt to Desperation Cap. We're going to back him off, or derp. And he realizes he can't win that engagement, so he smartly decides to back off. Good idea. Those Dreadnoughts just being way too powerful with their assault cannons for anybody to really tank it for too long. And could be buying Dark Age of Technology, give them extra health, which is a very good idea. I recommend it. I especially recommend it if your opponent is, you know, he's going for like a lot of Terminators or something, and you know, it also, I mean, it allows you to have an improved melee. Now we're going to back out of here because we see that they have two, count them, 2 Wraith Guard. And Wraith Guard are not something to really be trifled with. Engaging them in melee is better, I would say, but when you start seeing them in those high numbers, they can really lay down the hurt on you no matter how well you micro, no matter what you do. So, we're gonna keep our Dreadnought right here, kind of just give me some map control vision, you know what I mean. It's like the 4th video I've recorded today, so. Scouts coming in so we can support our Dreadnought with repairs if we need to. We have all of the map control. No, continue capping. Always make sure that the point is actually capped before you go ahead and decide to walk away. And do not hit the menu button, as well as also hitting the quit button afterwards. Just don't do it. Especially if you are winning a game, don't do it. And you can see I could have popped and they shall know no fear, but what good would it really have done? They still would be spraying their shots into me mercilessly, doing so much damage. And he is just using... Whoop! And they shall know no fear unless they get absolutely gibbed. And they did, so... He's Bright Lancing me to death, so we will... Ow! That is exactly what I am talking about when I say that you need to be absolutely careful. And you need to be very careful against Wraith Guard with your Terminators. Your Terminators are incredibly powerful against them in melee. but they also will do a ton of damage to you. And that Terminator squad is not getting out anytime soon, but we're going to take whatever we can with me. And that was actually a fairly decent amount. So not a awesome trade, but a good enough one to keep me from feeling like I'm just absolutely going to get crushed. And at this point, we could get the little banner for Diomedes, but we are going to save up for the awesome Land Raider Redeemer. And, you know, I never really get to use this unit enough. It is just so awesome. And the frigging Bright Lance is doing damage to me. Oh, no, never mind. That was the Eldar Rangers. So, I don't think that the Eldar Rangers have left yet. I'm going to scout out for them. And now we have enough money to get the Land Raider Redeemer. Keep in mind the Land Raider Redeemer is not one of those units. It's not like the Bane Blade. You can't use it to just like steamroll through someone. It doesn't work that way. You're supposed to use it more along the lines for as a support unit. It gives you a better retreat point, kind of like the Tech Marine. Jeez. I really hate you guys. Trying to be fancy with our micro. That did not go over well. And our force commander beat the living tar out of that warlock, because the warlock is not as good at melee as the force commander. Could be capturing the points here, but you know what? Since I'm here, I'd like to go ahead and showcase a little bit of the Land Raider Redeemer. Kind of give you an idea how you're supposed to use it. You know, it does give your units a healing aura buff when they stand around it. You can click on it, and there's this retreat beacon, and any units that you hit retreat will automatically go for the Land Raider Redeemer, because it is basically a mobile command vehicle. You can reinforce from it automatically. Well, not automatically. It doesn't automatically do it, but you can reinforce from it like you would a Razorback. It gives you a healing aura to all of your infantry units around it. It has very good damage to it. It deals. It has two heavy flamers on the side. It has a heavy bolter on the front, or as an autocannon. I'm sure that's an autocannon. And it has a multi-melta up top. Now, keep in mind, when you're using this thing, the multi-melta has the lowest range out of all of the weapons on top of the Land Raider Redeemer. So, knowing that, when you're going to go use it, the autocannon, the heavy flamers will not do that much damage to vehicles. So you have to actually move it further up, and I'll show you what I mean right here. It will actually stop before it gets too close to the enemy unit to fire most of its guns. Now you move closer to it, boom, fires that multi-melta. It's just so much damage. It is awesome. And as you can see right here, our Dreadnought finally getting completely healed up. We're going to Gen Bash him because at this point, why not? We could just do so much damage. And we need more red resources. Yeah, I like how it never really explains what a lot of the red resource is for some of the races. Like for some, it says that it is a, it is like, oh, for the orcs it's the log, for other races it's like Zale or something. I don't know what it is for chaos. But yeah, you can see that the Land Raider Redeemer coming up here, getting in their face, but it is taking a lot of damage. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're using this. This also works excellent in conjunction with the with Terminators. So, and because he's got a lot of his units tied up in melee, we were going to try and move it out of the way, but it didn't really work. But as you can see, we took a lot of units off of him before he could really do anything. So, ton of, woof, a freaking ton of, what's it called? Bright Lances out here on the field. And he goes for whatever that ability is called. I do not know. But he is trying to make his units cost effective, not really getting there. So, and this game is just about over. So we learned how not to use the Land Raider Redeemer today. I think, you know, yeah, I kind of, I don't know, I kind of forced it into a bad position because, you know, you really need to understand how weak the Land Raider Redeemer is compared to a lot of the N-tier units. You know, it's not the Avatar of Cain. You can't just force it up against the Avatar of Cain and then say, oh, you know, I win. It does not work that way. It does, however, it is a very good tank. You know, as far as taking damage, you can repair it at a decent rate. It takes forever to completely repair. It has a very high health count, high armor count. And it does deal damage at a very good and decent rate. It's more of what I would say a kind of like a super heavy unit stomper than it is really an anti-vehicle or anything like that. But, you know, it's there to support your units. It reinforces, it heals the units around it and everything. So it's overall a excellent support unit. I have seen 2 Bane Blades actually manage to lose to 2 Land Raider Redeemers in a game. It was actually, it was incredibly funny to watch. Just because it was such an incredible support unit, it was able to, the enemy, or the Land Raider Redeemer guys were able to use their units more effectively and help take out those Bane Blades. But, yeah, generally you don't see those units played in the games, I mean, unless someone up and straight goes rushes for them. You will see Tyranids do that a lot. Alright, well, let's see, what could he have done better? Really, he did pretty good. He did not watch his commander nearly as well as he should have, and I think he ended up losing a lot of units in where he really shouldn't necessarily have. He bought a lot of anti-vehicles, Bright Lances and everything, and while Bright Lances are very awesome against vehicles, especially if your opponent is going very vehicle heavy, it's not a good idea whenever your opponent has a decent infantry base on the map. But he did bring up those Wraith Guards, and that did really change the name of the game right there. I threw away a lot of units onto that, but in the end, I ended up taking out more of his than he could take out of mine. So, anyway, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you'd like to talk to me, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you love the videos, please subscribe. I'd love to have you, and there will be plenty more videos out. So, this is Ice and Sea. Remember how it said, or I'll hate you for it. And I will catch you part of this later.